Hello peoples, welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Mix and Match. Not much to go over before we begin, so I guess we may as well just go right ahead and begin. The first two items are oak planks and zombie heads. Oh yeah, and the way I'm gonna do things now is I'm gonna have patterns pre-made and arrange them top down. So once I go over one floor, I'll go down the next one by removing the top layer. But then I might have to cut or, I'll have to, it's a work in progress, basically. Okay, so first layer is zombie heads surrounded by wood. Looks kind of like a pit of zombie heads, more or less. I don't know, doesn't look too bad at the way they work together. Pretty good, I'd say. And maybe somebody's collecting zombie heads for some reason. Who knows? Or maybe the zombies got stuck in there and only their heads remain. Maybe they thought, hey, we better survive, so we should eat the rest of our bodies. Next one is the inverted version. It's sort of like, well, oak planks surrounded by zombie heads. Kind of weird, but interesting in that you can use zombie heads to walk up blocks, like slabs or stairs. It's kind of interesting. So you could have kind of a zombie pedestal or something like that. Also going to try to see how many different patterns I can get through in an episode. I don't think I'll be able to get through everything here, but it should be at least as much as I need today. Okay, next one, I tried something kind of different. Strip of 3 and another strip of 3 after that. Not sure what this kind of would work for you. I mean, you could walk in front of it like this and sort of catch people. It might offer some, different kind of terrain in your floors. I don't know, it's different but interesting. Maybe it just doesn't work with zombie heads and oak planks. Next one, I did 3 strips of oak with zombie heads lined in a row. This is kind of like the first one. I mean, like the previous one, I should say. That you can walk across, sort of have a bit of trouble moving forward easily. It might also look like a small zombie garden, I don't know. Yeah, as I work through this, I'm starting to think maybe I'll do 3 or 4 patterns, maybe 3. And the last one I did is a checkerboard pattern. From here you can't really see much, mostly oak planks, but from above you can see all kinds of zombie heads stacked away and arranged for some reason. Don't know, not much else to say here. Anyways, next one, I had some fun playing with this. I made some cool patterns with iron ore and iron blocks. No, iron ore and iron trapdoors. Here I tried an X pattern of iron ore in iron doors, iron trapdoors. This was kind of tricky because with iron trapdoors you need a block on which to place them. You can't place them against other iron trapdoors. Oh, wait a minute. Or actually, did that let me do that because this was here? Oh, wow, look at that. So you can shift click an iron trapdoor with another and it will snap to it. I want to see how that activates with redstone. Come here. Yeah, okay. Learned something new. What does this do? What if I put it here? I can't put it there because it is occupying the space below. Interesting. Okay. That's enough playing around with that. The T pattern, I kind of like it. I guess it works for most things, as long as the two items don't clash together. Oh, I have also decided not to go with boats anymore. They're just way too hard to work with. Here I did an X pattern, well, the reverse of the top layer. X pattern of iron trapdoors in iron ore. I think it looks better. Well, not I don't really want to say better, more like something you could use more than the other layer. Like you're walking along and you see a tunnel or something below you. Gives sort of a illusion of, you know, of depth, something to look at besides just a flat plain floor. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Now this layer, I tried something extra different. Instead of checkerboard, I did the middle 3 checkerboard, 1, 2, 3, but then the outer rows, I did 2 blocks out. Not sure what this really looks like or intends did, but you know what? I'm looking at this, I'm thinking that the iron trapdoors, they make a good tile pattern, like with squares and stuff. Look at that. Hey, now that looks pretty cool. You could have like a big iron grating if you're building a large machine type build. That is pretty cool. But I don't see anywhere iron ore could fit into such a build. This layer is just 2 stripes of lines. The same thing I went over on the two layers ago. I thought it would be cool to walk over the floor with some kind of tunnel underneath. But this just has 2 strips. Maybe you could have a minecart system rolling around below. That's pretty cool. And maybe you don't have to use iron ore because that's a lot of ore and you want to collect it and have it. Maybe, well, I don't know. What would work better? Maybe just plain stone, andesite, diorite, one of those things. Here I did a checkerboard pattern, nothing fancy. I think I tried this with most of these other patterns here. Pretty basic, but still I'm not really sure where iron ore would fit with the iron trapdoors. It's looking like iron ore doesn't really work well with iron trapdoors, but there's a lot of use that can be had with iron trapdoors. Now this one, with the light blue wool and iron doors, I had to make it just 3 layers because the iron doors are kind of tall and they take up more space. And I lined the floor with light blue wool because the iron doors cannot stand on other iron doors, like iron trapdoors can stand on other iron trapdoors. There you see. So this first layer, I tried something kind of weird. The light blue wool in a plus pattern, and I put a bunch of iron doors in the corners, and some leading off of the center light blue wool block. This, if it was hooked up to pressure plates or redstone, a mechanism to open the doors, I'm pretty sure you would have a hard time getting through here. Now this layer I did a light blue wool surrounded by iron doors, but also with the walls here, I lined one whole side with 5 doors, the opposite side with 5 more doors, and then the rest with 3 doors, because you can't really put them on the same corner like this. One iron door takes up the entire space of 2 whole blocks. So that's why I did that. I could have even put 4 iron doors along one side, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and then instead of, well, you know, like this. There, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, like that. I could have done that all the way around. It's a pretty cool pattern. I mean, players can fit inside it. This might work for some kind of a maze. These 2 colors do work well together. Yeah, you could use this as some kind of a maze. You could have the iron doors to look out to other parts of the maze, and the inside walls, or I don't know. No, being a maze, you don't want to know, or probably won't know, where you are in it. So iron doors could look to the actual outside border, or even to other sections of the maze. Or maybe you see something else entirely, and I don't. Okay, and the bottom layer, well, 3 of 3. I would do 5 normally, but iron doors take up more space. I did, I guess, a double strip line. I guess you could use this as some kind of mob trap for some reason. Oh, yeah. I'm getting ideas. Like, just let's say you could lure in a creeper. You got him in there. And then you could lure in a skeleton into some adjacent compartment. And since they're iron doors, you can just hook them up to redstone and just open the door. Maybe Here, watch this. Put that there. And you can pretend there's a ceiling. And so you got the creeper in here, the skeleton in here. You open this door. And this door, so the skeleton sees you outside there, and he's got the creeper in front of him, so when he shoots at you, he hits the creeper, and you can collect a music record quite easily. Yeah, pretty cool. I didn't even think of that when I was building this pattern. Nice. Okay, following that, we have black and lime carpet. Pretty easy to work with together. I guess most pairs of carpet will work well together, being that they're the same kind of item. And I guess the most basic thing you could do with carpet is create fancy wool patterns. This one I created a diagonal line of lime wool on black. I think it looks pretty cool. Lime seems to stand out more than black does on lime. I guess you could even make an X pattern. I was going to go with X with this, but I thought, you know, one single diagonal straight might look better. Here, I didn't try much. Just a regular old checker pattern. You're going to see this a lot in the Mix and Match series. The two colors look pretty well. The two colors look pretty good together. Black and green, they don't clash very much. Nice checkerboard pattern. I wonder which two colors do clash together. Probably purple, orange. No, those actually do work well together. Well, I'm sure some won't look as good as others. Now, I'm not sure what I was going to do with this pattern. I started with started with a whole square of lime wool, lime carpet, placed a black one in the center, and I went 2 blocks across and 1 block up, or 1 block the other way, and I ended up with this, sort of a 7-piece pattern. Maybe it looks like a turtle shell, and I did the same thing on the next layer, except the colors are reversed. You see that same kind of thing with ladybugs. Black ones with red spots or red ones with black spots. And you've even got this up and reaching over to the side in the corner parts. I don't know. Or actually, this might even look better if you expand it a lot more beyond this size. You could try it out. Might turn out pretty good. And last layer, I tried a creeper head. It's kind of hard to work with the mouth. I mean, with the amount of space I have, but I did my best. I tried a few different patterns or different things with the mouth, but this one's way too big. This one would be like weirdly shaped. Maybe if it were 1 block wider, might look better. Just try to imagine like there's an extra line of green here. This looks a little better. Alright, well, I think I'm going to call it there. I went through 4 different pairs of items, and after editing I'll see how long that is, and maybe that'll be the standard for a Mix and Match episode. Alright, well, if you liked this episode, feel free to leave a like, and if you want to follow along with this or anything else on my channel, you can subscribe as well. Okay, till next time. When I try, well, any random assortment of things, these will have to go down, and they might come up again later in the future. But for now, well, that's gonna have to wait. Okay, till next time, be swell, stay well, and farewell.